All right, everyone, welcome back. This is ESL One Mumbai 2019, powered by Intel. We've got the NA Grand Finals for the region here. We've got J.Storm versus Flying Penguins. J.Storm, having the upper bracket advantage, gets one game added to their win, and they just took a game off of Flying Penguins. So this is it. This is the make it or break it point for Flying Penguins. Either they're going to get their toes back into the game, or they are going to find themselves eliminated because it is a best of 5 series. So it's me, your caster Moxie. I'm here with the wonderful Jenkins Dota, and we see a respect ban on the Leshrek.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty annoying. I see a lot of people in pubs doing that build where they'll max edict, and it just does a lot of damage with the buffs to it. And to be honest, like I feel like Leshrek is probably just an underrated hero in general. I've seen people play it as 4 as well.
Why do you think he's
And
underrated? There was a lot of play. I think it was in ESL, right? ESL, we saw a lot of Leshrek come out.
I didn't see him get picked that much
He got banned a lot too.
in Macau.
Okay, maybe just different teams, different priorities.
Yeah, I think it's actually like, and also like we didn't see as much Viper in ESL until I believe the finals. Then there was a Viper, but basically it was like CC&C made Viper a thing, but like Leshrek was not getting picked up that much in that tournament. I feel like Leshrek is not S tier, but he's like in the maybe A tier, and if he gets another buff, like he could be S tier.
Yeah, I think it's still kind of situational on him right now, right?
But I think it's a totally valid first pick, first phase hero. Like, he's not broken, but he's a totally valid first phase hero, and I don't think people give him that. People like it's a more of a second phase hero for most people. But I feel like this ban makes sense, especially if there's a Leshrek player who has been experimenting with it.
Oh yeah, Brielle is also I've seen him play that hero quite a bit before.
Yeah,
and it's very adept with it. But I do like the Nature's Prophet pickup here for Flying Penguins. I'm not sure how they're going to run it, though, because we've seen J.Storm actually, I believe, ran it, and they put, what was it, Forev on it? And he did a lot of damage. March had a little bit more of a difficult time, and I think we've seen, was it Lelis play the Nature's Prophet? He had a very difficult time the other day because he was just literally being a ward and placing wards at all times.
He was putting good wards down, though. Like the wards were the ward game was good. He was.
That's all he could do though, because they were just hunting him relentlessly.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah, he was dying a lot.
But you know what? It didn't matter because at the end of the day, Flying Penguins knocked out Team. So you know what? Some days you're just the ward lackey.
Sure, yeah, whatever works.
And that's enough.
I think just like one of the strongest things about this hero is you can first phase it, and if it's a good Nature's Prophet game or you want to pick something else, you can just throw it in literally any role. Like any role. Except maybe carry. But, if you pick like a Timbersaw, he can still function as like a pseudo carry, get Bloodthorn. Like this hero does damage in the late game. Like Nature's Prophet actually can play every role adequately well. Extremely well.
Well, that's kind of been like the interesting thing, too, that we've been talking about is we've been seeing some of these kind of unconventional support duos getting picked up because the games are, they're lasting a little bit longer lately. Everybody's getting Midas planning for the late game, and that allows them to get enough time where you can start to get decent items. I mean, again, we saw that Fear picked up the the Bat Rider, and he ended up picking the Boots of Travel like first and doing kind of some not really normal behavior, I guess, when you're playing that hero.
Next level
is a good way to put it. I like that.
It'll be like the normal level soon because everybody's gonna be copying it. Because I mean, it seems pretty good. I honestly feel like the travels thing makes a lot of sense for the 4 role. You just want to be everywhere, right? You want to you can just be that hero that's dealing with the lanes. If you die, who gives a shit because you're a 4 role, So you can be that hero that's dealing with the lanes, but then you want to show up to team fights as well. You just get travels. You can do both. It's like kind of like a Midas for a 4 role. It's like a better Midas.
Do you think we're seeing more of the bat support now because of what Monkeys Forever did on complexity? Just curious.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, certainly.
Because I don't think anyone before that had really been experimenting with it being, and again, Monkeys was running it as a 5, although sometimes he'd end up with enough farm where it would be looking like way more like a 4. But I think that's like some of the really cool things about Dota. We laugh sometimes about like these weird builds that come up or like weird support heroes. Like, I'm trying to think of what would there was one that Secret did, right? It was the support Luna, right?
They do like support Luna, support Brewmaster, support Beastmaster.
But
Like
in
there's
some situations, it just works. It just works so well. And I think that's one of the coolest things about Dota is like you're not stuck to like, you look at some of these other video games where, you've got these heroes that only perform one role. But with Dota, there's just so many different possibilities. And I love that. I
right.
love that about the
Like
game.
the way I see it in Dota, it's like there's like jobs that need to be done on the map, and as long as you have a draft where just all the jobs are being done, or like most of the jobs are being done, then you can just run whatever hero and whatever role and whatever lane is just going to give you the best lanes. Like that's basically Dota for the last, I don't know, 6 months to a year. It's been like you just pick, and it's gotten more and more unconventional because people are just realizing that like there aren't limits to it. You can just like, if Luna's just good in the game and she does a job, but you want a carry that's something different, you just pick something different and put Luna as like a support, and then build certain items on her. Because like, think about it, like if you get like Glimmer Cape and Force Staff, what hero can you get Glimmer Cape? If you go support Jug and you go those items, you're still a support. Like you'll still be a support hero. You'll still be useful as in the support role. Like you can always itemize to cover jobs and just have Jug, who's like a good hero in the game. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's why like Nature's Prophet as a support makes sense. It's like, sure, you lack Disable, but he gives so much laning presence that you just need to pick a Shadow Shaman, and then boom, all of a sudden you have this draft where your laning is incredible. You have enough Disable, but you just have to play this. You have to play this hero in a role where like before it was supports, like they had to have stuns. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But he does other jobs so well that you just pick a stunner in another role, and then it's made up for by the fact that this Nature's Prophet hero is godlike at laning.
Well, I mean, they did pick up a timber saw now, so you can't get treed if there's no trees, right?
That's true.
So that
Well,
will.
actually, technically speaking, if you surround Timber and trees and he breaks them with the Whirling Death, it does damage per tree that you break.
Hmm.
So technically speaking, Timbersaw is actually like a great Nature's Prophet counter to some degree now, like more so than he was before, because like you'll actually make him do like 500 pure damage or something with Whirling Death if you put trees anywhere. You'll just use them to do damage.
And a wyvern too. Oh boy, this bear is gonna get kited
It's very
quite a
good
bit.
against the physical damage. Like every single hero on Flying Penguins does physical damage, so it's just an excellent Wyvern game. It's a good Sven game too. Like with that armor that he gives,
Hmm.
it's like they can take some fights. It's very easy to take fights, and then also like Winter Wyvern, he's great against physical heroes not only because he protects from it with the Frozen Embrace or Icy Embrace, whatever the hell it's called, but he
Arc.
turns your physical damage on you with the ulti.
That's true. I'm trying to think now. It's cold embrace. Cold embrace. I was like Arctic embrace.
Cold
No, because it's
Embrace.
Arctic burn.
Frozen
Splinter
Embrace.
flap. Yeah.
What am I
Frozen.
on?
I don't know, dude. Stop watching Frozen. But
I haven't seen that movie. Have you seen Frozen?
oh, of course. I have two nieces, man. They made me record myself singing it for them so they could listen to it in the car. Like I am so
You said
done
Moana's
with
your
Frozen.
favorite, though, right?
Moana is my favorite. Yes.
You love the Hawaiian lore. I know that.
I
And,
do.
you
I
know,
don't know. I'm pretty
watched-
sure I've got some Polynesian in me. I don't know my whole like family background, but I got some real curly ass hair that most Korean people do not have. So
I heard a story about Jennifer Lawrence the other day. She told a story of how she was rubbing her ass on some like Hawaiian sacred rocks, and she was just laughing about it. And everybody in the comments of the YouTube
they
section
lost their mind, right?
They
'Cause
were
it's-
so mad, yeah. And it's like I get it, dude. It's like Hawaiian lore. It's just so different from the like mainland lore and the stuff that we talk about, but it's still like sacred to them, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just as
Oh, yeah.
sacred as any of the shit that we find sacred here. Or they, I should say. I'm Canadian. I don't know what you Americans. You got your like crosses and stuff.
You
know, flags or
Americans.
whatever.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa there, Jenkins. Did you just basically infer that all Americans are some sort of Christian variety? We are getting
Yeah.
so off topic right here.
Well,
America is the great melting pot, first of all, sir. There are plenty of different religions that exist within this great nation. It's one of the few things we still got going for us right now. But we do
You know
have
what?
we got to get back to this game. We got to get back to this game. I got to rein you back in, dude. We are going off the rails here.
I was gonna bring it back. I was gonna bring it back by saying that I think Dota takes the place of a religion for a lot of people. It's like a culture. If you're
Oh, it's definitely a culture.
If you're a Dota player and you meet another Dota player, it's like you know things about them already. Like
Mhm.
you know the darkest sides of them, And you can't meet somebody. It's like, oh, hey, dude, oh, you're a soccer player too. You're not gonna immediately be friends with them. But with Dota players, like if I go to the store and I see somebody with a Dota shirt, it's like I'm gonna go to the movies with that guy later tonight. I'm gonna hang out with him. I'm gonna talk to him and have a good time. You know?
Well, I
Because it's a
mean, that's one of the reasons why we want to see more lands. We want to see more lands in North America too, right, guys? Because like just the opportunity to hang out with fellow Dota fans, like it feels so good because we all sit at home and we're watching separately. And if we're lucky, maybe we have a couple friends come over. You're watching online, but it's just so different when you guys are actually in person. So,
dude. TI is great. Being surrounded by like just Dota players that are just so passionate about the same thing you are. It's like this should be the world. That
I
would be
know
great.
it's awesome when you finally get the chance to go to your first Dota LAN, and if you're lucky enough to make a repeat and meet a lot of your friends again, it is awesome. But anyways, taking a look at the draft here, we do have the Ember Spirit that got picked up for the side of Flying Penguins, and of course we get the Razor pickup here too. So I'm guessing it's going to be the Eternal Envy running the Ember Spirit Ursa off lane again, and then we're going to see Ryoya going to the mid lane. And I'm not sure how I feel about having Ryoya on this kind of a hero. I kind of prefer him to see like a little bit more active, I guess. What do you think?
Shadow Demon. That's a core Shadow Demon. So you think Ryoya is going to be playing Razor?
That's my thought. I don't know because
I guess that makes sense. Like Envy, Ember, they seem to not be like 100% sure what they want to play. I mean, Snake King's got to take the Ursa, right? And
yeah, he's got to take the Ursa. So it is going to be Ryoya on the Razor and then Eternal Envy on the Ember Spirit here. The Shadow Demon pickup too. That's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah, core SD. Bryle's taking mid.
Bryle SD. What?
It's I mean, it sounds like it's probably pretty good against the Ember because the ulti, you put it on Ember, and if he casts the Flame Guard, it constantly purges. So if you have the Shadow Demon ulti on you can't use Flame Guard. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll do pretty well against Razor because you just put stacks on him and you just trade more effectively than Razor, even if he static links you. The only thing is like Ursa can kind of purge everything, but if Ursa uses his enrage, you can just imprison him. So I do feel like a Shadow Demon is a pretty great pick here. And God, Bryle is playing these like relatively unconventional heroes lately on the mid lane. It's like everybody's picking Kunkas and Embers.
I like it. I like the fact that he's doing something a little bit different. I think it makes it way more exciting to cast. It's more exciting to watch and learn from. So I'm digging it. I'm down.
It's weird when you have Moo on your team and that you just have somebody else who plays Timber.
I know, right? I remember like when I first started doing some of the casting for NA and you'd see like Timbersaw picked up and Moo was there and you're like, oh, this is totally Moo Timber. This is so exciting. And then you're just like, wait, nope, it's Forev. It's Forev who's going to be playing it.
The cool thing is that like Forev is also an amazing Timbersaw. He's always been amazing. It's just,
well, just that Moo is known for it.
When you're living in the shadow of Moo's Timbersaw, it's kind of like you're basically nothing. You're a nobody. I'm just kidding. But
wow, that's harsh.
It is Moo Timber. This guy got second place at TI, basically playing like exclusively Timbersaw. His Timber is absolutely legendary. But before that TI, like you think of Timbersaw, you think of like Forev, you think of Ice. You think of these like crazy high skill offlaners, and that was like back in the day when people weren't maxing reactive armor first. That was kind of Moo that invented that a little bit. So it's more of like a stable hero now, whereas before it was like a crazy hero, and that's why it is fun to see Forev play it because he's like one of those nuts to offlaners that just does crazy high skill stuff, puts himself in ridiculous situations, and and just outskills people. So it'll be cool to see him play this.
So this is really interesting too. They're actually sending Ryoya over here to the top lane as the Razor, hoping to possibly put some pressure over here onto to Moo. And they use those treants. They know who's laning where now, because this is something that J.Storm has done in the past too. They like to be very aggressive. They like to run these aggressive tri lanes, try to put some pressure down.
I mean, this is interesting though, because you have an Ursa versus Timber, which Ursa's going to do very well. You have a Sven versus Razor. Razor does very well in this matchup. I don't think Envy will do that badly mid against SD. I think SD probably wins that one, but Ember always kind of just does okay.
He's able to bounce back pretty easily, generally.
Yeah, and you can fight too. Like you can fight to get some gold, but yeah, if you're Flying Penguins, you're actually very happy with these with these lanes unless you feed the top lane by just like dying over and over to the tri lane.
Well, I mean, we'll find out.
Yeah, they have to kill up here. If you're J.Storm, you have to get kills. Otherwise, you're gonna lose this lane to Razor. Like Razor versus classic.
I feel like we're going to have a lot of action here on the top lane. I think, what do we have? So the Arctic Blast, actually, Splinter Blast rather, coming out from March, just trying to take down these Treants early. It's kind of interesting of a choice.
Ryoya actually screws up the first static link. He only gets 14. So this is 30 seconds where J.Storm are going to be winning this lane. Because Moo's going to farm in a lane that he probably shouldn't. Yeah, he's getting lost at. Sven has such high base damage, actually.
I think once we see the level 2s picked up over here on the Wyvern, and of course Fear has been really on point with this Earth Spirit, I think we will start seeing a lot of bloodshed in this lane.
Yeah, even now, Lelis taking a lot of damage.
Prophet just doesn't lane as well against these guys, I don't think. Like, they do have a pretty decent solution for trying to take down these Treant babies here that are actually orchids.
They're using a
and
lot
mid lane.
Oh my god.
All right, well, that was a solo kill by Bryle at level 3, taking down Eternal Envy's Ember Spirit. What in the hell happened?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I figured that Bryle would win this lane, but I don't know.
Shadow poison, disruption. Yikes!
Right, Envy just like let him get way too many stacks.
Yeah. No, and I get another Detours here. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, I was not expecting that.
I'm still trying to figure it out. Do we have level 2? Yeah, I told you we've got level 2 over here on March, so that he actually didn't even bother using the Arctic Burn. Okay, I have no idea then what happened in that lane.
Ember is heading top. Okay, he's just rotating the lane. He doesn't.
Yeah,
want,
he's got a
lane
haste.
mid. But I don't think Razor does any better against Shadow Demon, and I think Sven is way more comfortable against an Ember Spirit. I mean, Sven's like a physical damage hero. He just punches Ember.
Yeah.
I guess you can dodge the stun with Sleight of Fist, possibly.
Man, I feel like I feel like there's definitely going to be something happening now in the bottom lane with the way that all of these lanes have gone. Just totally T-towards both of those, but my goodness.
There is kill potential if Flea can get a nice shackle onto Forev.
I was thinking about it there for half a second.
It's so close to his tower, though, is the problem.
Yeah. Well, he is trying to like go and pull the oh, nice pull here coming out from Forev.
Yeah, he went level 2 Timber Chain, so it's funny that like.
Oh, and there's another T-Tours. All right, jeez. All right, I'm fired. GG. Lelis gets taken down.
I was focusing too hard. I was fanboying for Evan, the fact that he went for his like classic Timber build, which is going. Although he's gonna die bot for this because he maybe,
is he?
No, actually,
is he? No,
I mean,
he's
Ursa's
actually still alive. Ursa is pretty fast here. He needs to go and chase him down. There's Timber Chain going right back again. There's the Ether Shock though coming out. Finally, one kill that I did not T-Tours.
Yeah, he's going for the Timber Chain and Whirling Death build, so he's more mobile and he does more damage, but he's not tanky at all. But the thing is, like, against Ursa, you're just not tanky anyway, so it makes sense, but usually with this build, you want some, like, rotations, because you can get kills. Timber Chain does a lot of damage.
I think the kill potential is a little bit less, though, now here, although Lelis does have to be a bit careful. Does have the Storm Hammer, but I think with the Earth Spirit, right, if the Earth Spirit is up top, it's definitely a lot scarier for this Nature's Prophet. Double damage rhythm is available bottom.
You can just run him down. Moo is just farming hard up here in an aggro. A lot of the time, you don't have a lot of CS because you're just fighting, but Forev isn't doing well, though. This is the problem. Forev is having a really rough one.
Oh, yeah, he's got to be so careful, like you said. You know, if Flea gets a good shackle off or just nuking him down, too.
Here's the rotation, though. Like, yeah, he has level 2 in Timber Chain.
Yeah, there's the roll forward. There's the Timber Chain. The Hex comes out, but the Storm will be able to find the opening, and they're going to keep chasing after snaking now. He was not expecting that movement. They need to get another Timber Chain off. I don't know if they're going to be able to find it, though.
Like, that's so fast.
Make a little space here.
Unfortunately, the Rolling Boulder, too, at level 1 is just 16-second cooldown. It's so long, so you can kind of use it to get in, maybe one more time, but you can't really use it to chase.
Uh-oh, it looks like Fear going to be paying the price as he tried to go for that bounty rune. Did manage to get it, but is going to pay for it with his life. And the chase over here in the top lane, they managed to find a kill over onto Lelis, too.
He got the ward down. Oh, actually, no, he placed that earlier. But
did he get the rune? I'm sure that was.
He sniped the rune. Yeah, he took the rune.
That's what he's looking for here.
It's definitely worth it.
Coming through. Envy's still sitting at level 5. He's going to need a little bit of assistance here. Lelis is here, though. And it looks like they're not going to hard commit on this right now. Moo taking a decent chunk of damage, though. Needs to be careful here.
He really does.
He might actually have overstepped his bounds. Yeah, he's going to get held up over into the trees. And at the last second, Lela's going to be able to find that kill. A little bit of a misplay, I think.
That was silly. That was so silly. I mean, Envy doesn't even have Searing Chains. He just has Flame Guard level 2 and 3 Sleight of Fist. He wasn't expecting to get a kill at all up here.
Nope.
Just a freebie, though.
What's going on over here? Looks like a bit of stacking. Bryle should be able to spot that out.
Ward on the high ground for Ryoya. Pretty nice to scout the Earth Spirit rotation to the mid lane.
Oh, they want to make a move over onto Snaking. We'll connect with the roll. Timber Chain coming through. They're going to miss that other boulder here, but it doesn't look like Snaking's going to make it out. In fact, that Chakram coming up will be able to secure the kill. Do have a rotation.
So the thing is,
here.
with this Timber build, oh, there's a rotation on the mid lane.
Yep.
Flea
he's looking for. There's a double damage and disruption's going to come out immediately, though. Buy him a little bit more time. The Nature's Prophet TPing over there, though. They've got the Hex off, they've got the Shackles, and a little bit more damage. Are they going to be able to find this kill? Bryle? Yeah, they'll be able to take him down, but they're going to lose Ryoya in the process. Flea now trying to literally flee for his life as Ferev chases him through the trees over here. And there's also Lelis, who's just going to be able to TP himself away. Is Flea going to make it out, though? It's not looking too good for our friend right now, although they have the Timber Chain. There's going to be a double kill coming out for Ferev.
Yeah, this Timber build is way more fun to watch because you do so much damage so early on into the game. You're not as tanky, but you can be so much more active. And the great thing with this Timber build is the moment you hit level 6, you can actually pressure an Ursa in lane. Ursa is usually considered a Timber counter, and that's why people go for this build, because once you're level 6, you're just like a nuker. And any nuker who can just put out this much damage, this pure damage, is going to dumpster an Ursa in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because the Timber Chain, having the 2,800 speed and the latch range, it's hard for Ursa to chase him down. He's very mobile. You can kite Ursa. You're just not tanky, that's all. It's a trade-off. It's good for an Atos on Timber.
I mean, Atos has been seeing quite the big uptick, especially on characters such as like Viper and whatnot, being able to hold them into that Nether Toxin. So, I mean, if you can throw out that that catch, right, and kite him a little bit more, be able to throw out the Chakram, have him sit in the middle of it.
Mid lane?
Sounds pretty good.
Ryoya?
Yeah, he's slowed down quite a bit. They've got 3 stacks of Shadow Poison. It's going to be all right, though. Looks like Bryle might not be as lucky, though, as they go throughout the tree. No, they're not going to hard commit on this Fear standing on the high ground. Just keeping watch, being that guardian, so to speak, for Bryle. Oh, that actually works, right? Because Bryle's like 10, and Fear's a papa, right?
Right. Well, I think with the age difference, it's more like there's like a generation in the middle. Maybe that's like March, I don't know.
I don't know. The uncle? I like how we're making a whole family thing going out here.
March is like the weird uncle that's like...
The weird uncle, oh no.
It just like punches you every time you like makes jokes and just like punches your shoulder, and it's like you're kind of funny, but I don't like you like hitting me.
All right, Flea in for a little bit of trouble though. The Hex coming out. We'll be able to get chased down though. Ferev still looking for Flea as he jukes around the trees here, trying to break those ankles. Chakram comes through. Timber Chain doesn't connect, but it doesn't matter. Ferev gets the kill.
I realized I made it sound like I had an uncle that did that to me.
Like, no, that's like a stereotypical like comedy thing, right?
I realized that like the way that I was saying that, it's like, oh my god, Jenkins is like projecting his uncle onto March.
March, what have you done? You've triggered poor Jenkins.
my uncle's a great guy. He doesn't punch me.
Do we need to call you an adult, Jenkins?
Please call me Fear.
Need Papa Fear to protect you. Alright, Bryle is just...
Lelis?
Yeah, I'm confused as what's happening here. Alright.
This seems like normal, some normal behavior here coming out of Lelis.
Well, he does get the, he's got a ward down over here, I guess. Eternal Envy, sliding through. Not gonna be able to grab that rune. Gets his own though, and bottom lane. Hex coming out again. They've got the shackles over on the Timber Saw. Snaking should be able to find himself a nice kill here. That last Timber Chain not gonna be enough to save him.
It's the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Shaman with like Ursa or Viper is just it's insane because this guy provides like an insane amount of disable, and Ursa and Viper do almost no disable. Well, I shouldn't say no disable, but if somebody's disabled for like 2 to 3 seconds, they will kill them, no matter who it is. Doesn't matter how tanky, they'll kill them. So I really like that they always pick these combos. You just have 100% kill potential, no matter what point in the game it's at, no matter how tanky somebody is.
This is so weird. It's like, you look at the kills, right, and you would assume that J.Storm is just super doing well, but it's still very, very even in terms of net worth. Heck's gonna come out though here, over onto Timber, needs to be a little bit careful. The TPs are coming out. March is here. He's only sitting at level 4 though. They don't have to worry about a Winter's Curse. There's gonna be this chain coming through and the chakra, but Snaking turns back around. Will get banished up and they'll kind of try to heal up Forev while all this is going down. Chakram comes through, they'll find the kill over onto Snaking, and now Envy in for a little bit of trouble himself. Looks like he's thinking about turning back around again over onto March, but over here we've got the chase going on. Flea gonna be able to get taken out as a triple kill coming out for Forev. Now Ryoya trying to steal up some of this, but I think he's in a lot of trouble here because they just have a lot of lockdown, a lot of nuke damage. He's trying to run himself out, and again, he's a Razor. He's fast, but he's not fast enough as Forev clumps in and just cleans up.
Ryoya just ran in after the fight happened. He's like, well, may as well make it an ultra kill. That was strange.
I don't understand.
He felt like a lot stronger than he is. That's like Forev is a monster now. Good lord, they're lucky he didn't have the XP talent.
Fear's just gonna roll up on here. Like I don't. Lelis keeps TPing directly onto eye spots in a lot of these games. Moo even goes for the concentrate. They push him down, and that's just a dead Lelis.
Yeah, Moo wants to farm this ancient stack over here too. So they give him the D ward as well. What a support March is.
Indeed. Oh boy, Timber saw TPing up, has his eyes over here onto Envy. Is going to be able to go and just remnant himself out, but the Atos is completed now for the Timber, so he's got to be very, very aware. There's going to be the chain. I don't think he's able to catch him, do you? Do you think so? Oh, but yeah, the Atos, there it is, like we said. And the Timber Chain. Envy is just wiped off the face of the planet.
Forev is completely carrying this game, making space, getting all of the kills, making all of the rotations, and he had the hardest lane. And this guy still has this much of an impact. You'd think it would be Brile running around and destroying everybody, and by no means is he doing poorly, but Forev is just... He's taking shit in this game, turning it into gold.
I mean, he also had a very difficult lane in the bot, right? Because you had that Shadow Shaman and you had the Ursa, and of course that combination is just a huge problem for really anyone, but especially, you know, for a Timbersaw in particular, so...
He's going for mech. Atos mech build.
He's playing a Viper as a Timbersaw.
Maybe that's just the build.
Maybe that is what we should all be doing on any sort of slightly tanky hero. I don't know.
Is this the new, like, Vlad's Crimson Guard? Is Atos mech?
I don't know. Maybe it is for the NA region. Who knows?
For these, like, ground-targeted, spell, high-damage dealing heroes, like, it kind of makes sense. Like, you Atos somebody, that gives you setup for your Chakram. Gives you setup for your Whirling Death, your Timber Chain. Same thing with Viper. It gives you setup for all of your spells. And then you're tanky, it's a very efficient, cost-effective build. And then you're like an offlaner. You're a carry by virtue of just healing your team and being that kind of walking fountain for them as well, and being so tanky. It makes a lot of sense, actually. Timber and Viper are very similar heroes when played in the offlane role. Both very tanky, right? Like.
Well, there you go. That's your next Dota Alchemy video. Right there is the comparison between the Viper and the Timbersaw when you build very similar items.
Hey man, that'd be a good video. It's legit.
Hey, yeah, I will take my my contribution here. Looks like Lelis is just wrong place, wrong time. Not going to be able to hide in those trees. Not one forever.
Lelis is contributing to the enemy team's net worth.
I was about to say I'll take my cut of that video via my PayPal. I'll send that to you later. You're welcome for the idea.
Sure, that'll be like 30 cents.
Yes, 30 cents more than I had.
Right, and if I swear at all in the video, it'll be 0. So, more than likely 0.
All right, so We're smoked up over here. They have their eyes over onto Snake King. He's going to be immediately purged, throwing out some of that shadow poison, but they'll turn their attention over down here to the bottom where there's an Eternal Envy. Again, should be able to just walk himself away, Flea making rotation as well, and they just take down Lelis. He cannot stay alive in any of these fights. The Hex coming through here. They're going to try to get a solo kill over onto Bryle, but they'll be able to go heal him up. The Illusion's actually going to be able to cut them down. They'll be able to find a kill over onto Fear. The Slight coming through here. Envy still looking for more. Drums are actually going to get popped. They need to break themselves away here. Forever uses the Atos, holds him down into place while the rest of the team seems to be able to just walk away. Although that plasma coming through, nice Winter's Curse coming out. It's not going to be enough. Is March going to be able to make it out alive? He doesn't have it. He's going to get taken down by a Slight coming out from Eternal Envy. And now Forever, he's back. He's got his eyes over here on Lelis again, but he doesn't have the mana right now. So is he going to be able to make it out? Lelis, is this the time? Is this the 10 when you get out? No, it looks like he is just toast. Oh my goodness.
Lelis has just been dying off cooldown. I mean,
it's a hard knock life for Lelis right now.
They got the tower. Like, it's dying to the siege creep. It's just, you know, respawning and dying 5 times in a row.
Oh, no, can March time this just right? Get the deny? No,
yeah,
not
so
quite.
Hard,
it's hard.
Creep.
Well, it's hard too when you're playing a Wyvern. Envy, though, gonna get hit in the face by Moo. Fear not gonna be able to quite make it in time.
And Moo's just been, like, silently farming this whole time. What's the experience looking like? I imagine Moo's probably given him a pretty decent experience lead. But...
Forever, Atos. No, Snake King gonna use the Enrage.
Atos is great against Ursa. It's like you can use it after he uses Enrage and kite him, or you can use it and force the Enrage. But like in any case, like, he doesn't like getting Atos because it forces him.
You get something out of it either way. Fear has to be a little carefully standing right on top of this ward. Already you see Lelis just
like 50 mana, 16-second cooldown, 1,150 range. It's like one of the lowest commitment things in Dota, but it's so good, and it cancels TP now.
Yeah, that was a pretty big change.
Like, Atos is good. I'm sure Atos is really good. My theory is also that, like, with the Wraith Band nerfs and Null Talisman nerfs, crowns are just more effective.
Bryle is just a little bit too far forward here on his own. He is gonna get taken out by a big ol' angry bear.
I am a little concerned about what's happening with Bryle. It's like he's kind of becoming a support.
He is becoming a support, absolutely.
And that's your mid laner. So I mean, even if Moo is free farming and Forev is owning, if it's 3 cores versus 2, you're probably still gonna win the game.
Bottom lane, March drops that sentry, so Snake King knows he's over there. Top lane, too. It looks like they go and they find themselves a kill over onto Fear. Forev, though, trying to break himself out of the trees. Has his eyes again over onto Lelis, but he's not going to be able to get the skill, not this time. As Envy throws out those chains and just walks away.
Lelis almost has his Spirit Vessel. That'll be great against the Timbersaw, although, unfortunately, Timbersaw is very close to Guardian Greaves. He's going for Yule's next, though. I imagine that once he sees the Spirit Vessel come out, he'll just finish off the Guardian Greaves, because you can just purge the Spirit Vessel.
Oh, the Stormhammer connects. The God Strength comes out. Lelis, he's on the run. He's got 3 stacks of that Shadow Poison on him, too. And he just cannot hide. Bryle will be able to pop it and get that kill.
And Moo's definitely a problem, but once again, it seems like it's a bit of 3 cores versus 2 right now. So if they can kill Moo at all in this game, it's going to be very rough for J.Storm, I think. Because he is applying the pressure to them right now, just by being that hero that hasn't died for a long time. It's just been free farming. Oh my god. They're getting wrapped around.
The pincer coming out here. Immediately he's following up with the Magnetized Flea. Still has his eyes over here onto Fear, but there's going to be the Timber Chain coming through. Forev trying his best over here. Snake King just trying to TP out. Will be able to get out, but Flea will be taken down. And they use the Serpent Wards as well, so those are going to be on cooldown. And it didn't even do that much damage.
Penguins use this to take the mid tower, which is very important because they have an Ursa, so this secures them the Roche Pit. That's a really nice abuse of the fact that there's just this 5-man rotation bot. See, Lelis says nice. Yeah, they're happy with that trade.
The roll forward Fear. So hoping to grab himself a Lelis kill here. Not going to be able to quite do it. Not quite enough damage. And Lilo still was managing to grab that rune.
Yeah, that's three runes for them. Wallace is trading his life, risking his life to get his team gold. Absolutely worth it.
It's about 20 minutes into the game now. We've got about a 4K terms lead of net worth. Still fairly even. Oh, BKB actually getting popped by Ryoya. He wants nothing to do with Timbersaw. That immediate popping.
Yeah, I mean, better safe than sorry. You know, may as well just use the BKB.
Although you never really want to use your 10-second BKB for a defensive
You really don't.
move. No.
If Ryoya was having a little bit better of a game, I say that he's level almost 16. He's been farming, but if he like this game would be almost over for J.Storm if Ryoya had a better lane, was against the Sven, wasn't dying. Like if he was snowballing, it would be super hard.
Oh yeah, well that makes sense. Top lane though, it looks like Lelis again. He is the only one there, and of course there's a Timbersaw who hates trees. And anyone who makes them, that's for sure. Is top lane gonna get pushed down? They're still trying. Okay, Winter's Curse gonna be able to hold Flea in place. He still really was hoping that he could get the Serpent Wards off, but is gonna be in for some trouble now as he gives up his life here. Did manage to make people go and TP back, but oh, they got the Radiant Courier too.
What was he doing there?
I think it was going top, right?
Yeah, it was just, it was right here.
Yeah, I think it was just going, yeah, and maybe it got confused when everybody TP'd out. Maybe it was just changing the course. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are we going to see a Roche at any time? I feel like they're a little overdue at this point.
Yeah, definitely. With Nature's Prophet and Ursa, it's...
Yeah.
So you could even just, like, have Envy go make space bot. Just act like a total madman. Force people bot, which has been happening. Like, Flea has been forcing people bot. Envy could force people bot, and then just go Roche. Like, sneak it. Very easy. Like, they probably could have capitalized on it at this point of what Flea has been doing down there.
Let's move
Problem is, Snaking has been down there with him. That's the one issue. He's not playing near the Roche.
He will get stunned up, and the Atos, the God Strength, still going to be able to go and run himself out to that Remnant here.
Yeah, he did. Forever did end up building into the Greaves, just because it's like you see the Spirit Vessel, you
have
gotta
to
just instantly get a purge for it. You'd rather just have the purge. Maybe build into Yules later, but it's more money.
It's interesting. He actually is forced to get himself that Yule Scepter too for a little bit more of defensive movement.
It's great against Ursa too, because he just you use Enrage and then you just Yules him. Like you can.
No, I'm talking about the Ember Spirit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Envy actually picked it up, probably to try to deal with some of the disables coming out, and also to disjoint and whatnot.
Yeah, and the silence from fear, like you said, disjoint the Atos. Unfortunately, though, like against Bryle, if he purges you, it purges the Yules.
Envy? All right, there's the Yules like we talked about. He's trying to buy himself a little bit more time, but he's still silenced up. He's just dead. He just TP'd to his death, Jenkins.
That was interesting.
Baffling.
He's always so like his Ember is good because he does stuff like that. That was the thing.
True.
Like he dies and it's silly, but there's a lot of other situations he makes so much space.
Oh, Ryoya, he's got to TP himself out in a hurry. They just don't have enough damage. But again, that's his second time I think we've seen him pop the BKB. Yeah.
Very defensive BKB usage. It's almost like they don't have a gold lead right now. Like it feels like they feel like they don't have a gold lead. Probably because Lelis is just freaking out because he's dying so much. Like,
this is what keeps happening with the Nature's Prophet, unfortunately for him, and what we've seen for ESL Mumbai is that he's able to move around. He places the wards, which is great vision, but does kind of have a problem where he just kind of dies quite a bit. And Snaking just gets invaded in his own jungle. They still have their eyes over here onto Flea. Flea's gonna just run himself out. Ryoya now, he does not have that BKB. He's in so much trouble. He's actually gonna get taken down. And he does not have buyback for 52 seconds.
They might. I mean. They're almost certainly going to lose Roche. Forever Atos is the creep. Like, he's just... They're just feeling themselves at this point, man. Like, I think you were right when you said... I don't remember if it was on or off stream. You said it kind of feels like just... J.Storm is, like, leagues above the other teams in NA right now. And
they're playing so disciplined. They look so good. Like, I was surprised. And I started laughing, I think, because... you know, everyone's always saying like, oh, you know, everyone's, when you're looking at EG and Forward in the NA scene, like those are kind of like the big top dogs right now. But there was like a post, I think after the Dreams League quals, and it said congratulations to J.Storm and their 10 fans, including me. And it was kind of like oh, that feels really bad, man. But like, they're gonna get a lot of fans off of this. They're playing really, really well. I've been very impressed with the way they've been playing.
I mean, Flying Penguins is... They had a 4K gold lead, and it did not look like it. Just because J.Storm was... I mean, there's also an argument for maybe J.Storm just has a team that has a better mid-game timing for like 25 minutes into the game.
Well, a lot of it has to do with
looking at these heroes, I don't think that's true.
Right? Like, you know, sometimes certain patches just fit certain teams better. Sometimes it's just, you know, the synergy is just right.
I mean, like a team can have a 4K gold lead, and you can still kill them while being equal skill. Speaking of which.
Bye, Flea. Oh, no. Lelis.
He's fine. He's fine.
He keeps doing this, though, where he TPs directly on top of the spot, and then, like, Fear knows that he's there half the time. He just rolls on over.
He doesn't want to de-ward. The sentry's there, but he doesn't want to de-ward it until he has the TP up.
I think that's smart, because last time he did it too soon.
He sees the sentry ward there. Oh, because he doesn't want to reveal that the ward is there,
yeah.
Of course. Mm. Yeah, that makes sense. Because they don't have a ward, so he doesn't know unless he reveals it. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
So this is pretty big because Moo just got himself a brand new shiny BKB.
He's massive.
Yeah, I think you take this Roche, and then you go on in. I think, you know, obviously, you know, you probably want to wait for the God Strength to be up again. Unless you get a really good pick-off, right? But, you know, this BKB, the Blink, Moo's pretty much got everything he needs for the rest of his team here. Are making movements over. They're smoked up.
They're
Wyvern gonna get spotted out here with the Hex. It's too late, though. They take down March, but March doesn't care. His team just got themselves an Aegis. They'll take that for sure.
Yeah, this is almost certainly the play. There's mid lane pushing in. Moo TP's to push that out, and Bryle's in the bot lane dealing with that, and then top wave's pushing in, and Fear is even going to push that. So they basically just went immediately into lane pushing mode as soon as that kill happens. Just like you said, they don't have God Strength. They have this Aegis. All they need to do is push out the lanes, take a good fight, and then they win, because they have an Aegis.
Just be really patient on that. Is that a landline I just heard?
Yes, I'm sorry. Give me a moment.
It's fine. Wow, it's been a long time since I heard one of those. So anyways, we have Papa Fear hanging out over here in the trees, and like Jenkins and I were just saying, you know, you're just going to take your time, wait for, you know, your Wyvern to be back up again, wait for God Strength to be up, maybe grab a smoke and hopefully get some sort of a pick off and open up those gates to the Dire Kingdom. Again, though, you do have the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 still up and running here in the bottom tower, so you could also try to force that out and just take some small objectives for the time being.
That was just Gabe N calling me, letting me know that he's going to nerf Atos in the next patch.
Okay, just don't nerf Viper yet, because I need that MMR. I need those space points.
You're going to be... Dude, you're going to...
Not yet. I have a snow day tomorrow where I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to get that MMR, and we're going to lose Lelis again. How many times has Lelis died? 11 times. Yowza.
Like, would you believe this game is even in terms of gold?
No, also Snaking is totally going to be dead here. There's the Atos coming out again from Forev. He's just going to wait around here, use that chain, body blocks, and Moo gets himself a kill. So we talked about those floodgates being open to the Dire Kingdom. You go grab yourself a creep wave, and I think you just go waltzing right on in now. They basically just handed you the keys.
They're just completely falling apart. And this is like not with a gold deficit. It's perfectly even right now. Like, it's as even as it can get. I imagine the experience probably looks a little bit different. How do you open the experience graph? Is it F8?
That's F7.
F7. Okay, so J.Storm's got a 10k experience lead, at the very least, which explains a lot, but... Gold-wise, like, Flying Penguins is doing fine. But they're just falling apart.
Yeah.
Envy?
Little Penguins, they weren't ready to leave the nest, I guess. He's going to get tossed out here. Eternal Envy in for a lot of trouble here. There's going to be the Banishment coming out. Forev standing nearby these trees. Oh, he zips right back in again. Is he going to be able to make it? I don't know. This is not looking good for Envy. In fact, there's the Atos and the Whirling Death. We've seen Envy make some pretty cool plays this tournament, but unfortunately that one he just cannot waltz away from.
Dude, I'm actually so glad that Envy's in Dota and he hasn't retired or quit or something like that, because
when he's on, he is so much fun to watch. Like, even when he's off sometimes, honestly.
The thing is, it's like he's always off and on. Is the thing. Like it's the same. It's just that sometimes he's a very high risk, high reward player. Like it's plays like that he was just making that in some games makes him so obnoxious to deal with. But in a losing game, when you have ways of dealing with him, and when he just doesn't have the, there's the risk, and obviously in that situation, like the risk was greater than the reward. When that happens, it looks silly, but like yesterday, oh my god, that in the fountain where he bought the mangoes, it's like
that was a great moment to watch him.
What a genius, but also simultaneously like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So it looks bad in a game like this, but it's very annoying to deal with this guy. Like he's just relentlessly pushing in lanes and forcing you to deal with him. It's not fun to deal with. It's fun to watch though.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love watching plays like this. And look at Forev. He just feels so powerful right now. Waltzes right on into the base, says, "Hey Envy, what's good, dude?" He's gonna keep chasing him around, bullying him. Stormhammer comes out, uses his own Yules here to go and try to buy himself some more time, but he gets silenced up, and that's just a dead Envy here. Buyback comes out immediately. He wants to try to do whatever he can to just defend over here. And we get a nice Winter's Curse over into the corner. Flea holding onto the Shadow Demon. He's actually in so much trouble. Disruption's going to come out, though. Buys him a little bit more time. Over here in the corner, March trying to keep himself alive, but it looks like they will be able to find the kill over onto Flea, and they find the kill over onto March. Now, Moo, though, he's got the BKB. He's got the God Strength. He's up and running. He does not care. Does need to be a little bit careful here. They'll turn back around. Snake King has his eyes over here onto Forever. It doesn't matter. Stormhammer's going to come out. The buyback coming out now from the Shadow Demon. He wants to get right back into this fight, and he will be able to go use that disruption to maybe turn around, get the kill over onto Snake King, and now Moo, he's found himself flawless. Can he get it? The Aegis pops, but he's coming right back up again. This guy is a raid boss, and again, Forev just cuts him down.
Now that buyback from Bryle was super game-changing. That actually was like the fight where Flying Penguins could turn around the game. They were about to kill Sven. They were about to kill Forev too, and Sven respawning with no Black King bar, no God Strength, no Warcry, he would have died.
I mean, the saving grace right now is the fact that they don't hit buildings super fast, especially when you consider that they don't have the God Strength, but
hey, Timber's got that plus 100 damage though.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing, right?
They don't even need it. They just have free space to take their axe. Yeah, these like dives onto Envy have been really good.
Okay.
And dives, Shadow, please. GG.
All right.
Is that
no, that's
GG,
allies. That's allies.
ally.
No, it has to be an all chat.
I didn't even know you could GG WP in
Yeah, you can.
an ally chat.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought that was just a global.
Nope. You can do it in the chat wheel. Look at Lelis. He just knows he cannot do anything now. He's like, all right, well, I guess I'll go try to, do some damage on this tower. Envy's going to be back up again at 7. So is Roya. He's going to be up in 1. But that's 2 lanes of racks right now. And they're pointing already. They're saying, all right, we need to go push that out, and we'll be back.
Forev is going to return with a full sheep stick.
Oh, my God. Forev has been such a key player in this game.
Yep, every time like he goes on Envy too, and he Atoses, Envy uses Yules, and that can't happen anymore when he has this sheep. Like Envy's gonna feed every time. Although he's not quite there yet. Oh my god, Lelis.
Oh my god, Lelis, not like this. TP's coming out though. Move, pops the BKB. He's got the God Strength, and Snake King is stuck on a cliff with a lot of people I do not think he wants to be with. Yeah, he tried to find his way out. He's not going to be able to find the break. Coming out though over here onto Roya. He's trying to run himself out. Timberchain just running through, just rolling everyone over. Please gonna get taken down. Lelis gets taken down. That is 4 heroes on the side. Okay, let's make it 5. 5 heroes. GG gets called. J.Storm says, thank you, next. As they're going to be going to ESL Mumbai.
I think what you said is correct. The fact that they just seem to outclass everybody in NA right now. At least the other, on the grand scheme of things, like tier 2 teams. This game was the Forev show, to be honest. It was like Forev and Fear that were just making every single rotation, every single play. I mean, by no means did like Moo or Bryle or March play bad. It's just that Forev took a bad lane and made every rotation, killed everybody, got ultra kills against counters. What a treat to watch as Timber.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, 22 and 11 right there. Moo 8, 1 and 14. Fear again, like I've seen him, he's just so on point with a lot of these roles and just the kicks and everything. Like he's got a very good idea of the trajectory of what people are going to do and where he needs to land his things. And that's no shame going over to the side of Flying Penguins. I mean, this team kind of just cobbled together in like what, the last month or so? Right?
yeah, something
Something
like
like
that.
that.
Although,
Maybe a little. They've kind of been off and on, right? They've had different mid player kind of coming through. They switched up some roles. They were playing under a different name for a while, but they're nothing to be sneezed about. They're still consistently, we watching through all of ESL Mumbai. The teams that ended up, in the grand finals are the same teams that have been consistently ending up in grand finals for qualifiers. So each time they're proving their worth. They're not quite there yet, at least not on the level that J.Storm has been just showing up. And again, they just feel super disciplined. They feel like they know exactly their timings. They know, all right, we need to just chill, guys. We're just being a little bit too crazy right now. We'll come back and we'll just wrap up the game when we're ready. Like it's really impressive. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's, the addition of fear, just bringing in some of that kind of calm mentality since he's been around, in the scene for so long that he could recognize this stuff or what. But J.Storm, they look so good.
yeah, their ability to recognize power spikes and capitalize on them is there's no team that's tier 2 in North America that does it like they do, and they so calmly ditch Roshans or allow towers to fall or just split push the map. It's like there's no pressure on them at all. They just don't
It's
feel
like you
any
said,
pressure.
there's no urgency. There's
Yeah,
no
well,
urgency
it's
a
like
lot of the times for them because they know they're like, okay,
they
this
know
is
that.
not our time. Our time is
Yeah,
coming. Just chill.
I think in general, like urgency is good to feel, but it's also something that could be like invasive as well, where maybe you feel like a sense of urgency when it's not needed, and they never allow that to happen to them. Like they don't feel any like anxieties about the game. I guess they don't seem to let the pressure get to them, at least in this uh scenario in qualifiers. Maybe in like a tier 1 LAN it's different. There's a lot of other pressures, like you have the crowd, you're playing for a lot more money, you're playing much better teams. But in this situation, it seems like they have no unfounded sense of urgency. But when they do need to be urgent, they are urgent though. Like once they have their power spike, they're very urgent about going and doing stuff. Like you'll see them go and roche, you'll see them go and take a smoke and fight, or just dive the base. Like they know when they can fight, and they do.
Yeah, they look so good. And it's going to be really exciting because, now they're going to ESL One Mumbai. I know that they qualified for the Dream League as well. So it's going to be fun watching these guys and see how they perform on a land setting, because that can be a big difference if it'll make you or break you. So definitely keep your eyes out for J.Storm. Congratulations as they're going on to the ESL One Mumbai. And, GG will play going out to Flying Penguins. They put up a good fight, but unfortunately just weren't able to do it this time. And that's going to be it from us here in the NA region, guys. Thank you so much for spending time with us and watching these qualifiers. Jenkins, it is always a pleasure to work with you. I hope we get the chance to again very, very soon. And this is Moxie signing off. Have a great rest of your evening, guys.
Peace out, y'all.